Dito po sa certification na to, inattach po nila ito bilang proof of success of the information gathering and or surveillance activities.
At ito bang proof of success compliant sa circular na pinagbasihan mo?
During my evaluation po, opo, compliant po ito dun sa joint circular.
Superman ang favorite ko. Kung hindi man Superman ang isang SDO, kaya ba niyang puntahan? Sa palagay mo,
Your Honor, please.
lahat na ito.
Your Honor, please.
Yes, Council
The
Correspondent.
question is speculative, Your Honor.
What is speculative about Superman? He can fly anywhere
It's a
in one day.
hypothetical question.
Council, move on. Move
I
on,
will move
Council.
on, Your Honor.
We get
Now,
your point.
Madam Witness, what other documents? Although, can we ask that Superman remain on record, Your Honor?
We did not strike it off, Council. Just the presiding officer simply asked you to move on.
Madam Witness, what other documents, if any, ano pang mga dokumento apart from this? Apart from this acknowledgement receipts for the first and second quarter constituting 1,049 documents. 1,049 documents for the first quarter and second quarter. I'm sorry.
You're in DepEd already, Council.
561 and 619, Your Honor. Or 1,180 for the DepEd. Anong other documents ang inattach ng DepEd?
To support po the payment of rewards, nag-attach po sila ng certifications from relevant partners, specifically the Armed Forces of the Philippines po.
And itong mga certifications ng Armed Forces, if shown to you, would you be able to identify them?
Yes po.
Okay. Showing to you. Showing to you a certification dated January 1, 2024, issued by Colonel Manaros M. Buransing, marked as Exhibit P-1-22-A, stipulated upon by the Defense Counsel, Your Honor, Respondent. Certification dated December 30, 2023, issued by Colonel Carlos B. Sangandaan Jr., previously marked Exhibit P-1-22B, likewise stipulated upon, common exhibit with the defense or respondent. Certification dated December 5, 2023, issued by Colonel Magtanggol Panopio, marked as Exhibit P-1-22-C up to P-1-22-C-1, again stipulated by counsel for the respondent. And certification issued by Colonel Adonis R. Badjao, previously marked as Exhibit P-1-22D, showing to you these exhibits. Madam Witness, and as well being flashed on the screen for easy reference of this honorable court. What relation to these certifications, which are both prosecution and defense exhibits, what do these certifications have? In relation to this certification you said was issued by the Armed Forces.
These are the same certifications po na naka-attach sa kanilang response.
Anong significance naman ng certifications na to?
Dito po sa certification na to, inattach po nila ito bilang proof of success of the information gathering and or surveillance activities.
At ito bang proof of success compliant sa circular na pinagbasihan mo?
During my evaluation po, opo, compliant po ito dun sa joint circular.
What action, if any? Pagkatapos na-receive itong certification, ito ba yung sinabi ni Attorney Wamil na pro forma? Hindi.
Hindi po, iba po yun.
Ngayon, ano ang actions taken by your office with regards to this certification, if any?
Ito po, based po sa evaluation, ito po ay compliant po sa joint circular.
Okay. At anong inisyu nyo, if any?
For the first and second quarter po ng 2023 for the DepEd, we issued po a credit notice.
Anong ibig sabihin? What do you mean by a credit notice?
A credit notice po is issued pagkatapos ng evaluation ng documents, yung liquidation documents po are found in order po and passed in audit na.
Okay. Ngayon, itong credit notice na inisyu, ito ba ay final?
Ang credit notice po, meron po sa Rules and Regulation of Settlement of Accounts na pwede pong ma-reopen ang settled account na gaya po nung pag nag-issue kami ng credit notice, pwede pa po itong ma-reopen.
What reason would you have for reopening a credit notice?
Under the RRSA po, account settled can be reopened if before the expiration nung 3 years after the settlement is nagkaroon po ng yung transaction is tainted with fraud, collusion, and new material evidence po were discovered during the 3-year period po na yun.
Okay. We now go, Madam Witness. Punta naman tayo sa third quarter ng liquidation ng confidential funds ng DepEd. Anong participation mo dito?
Ako po ang task na mag-evaluate sa response ng DepEd for the third quarter of 2023.
And what did you do, if any?
Currently po, this is still under evaluation and review pa po.
Sinabi mo na ikaw ang in charge ng pag-evaluate What did you evaluate?
Nung ma-issue po nung August 8, 2024 yung Audit Observation Memorandum, nag-submit po ang Department of Education ng response noong August 27, 2024.
Nag-mention ka. You mentioned an AOM. If shown to you, would you be able to identify the same?
Yes po.
Showing to you, Madam Witness. An AOM. Please go over it. This was, for the record, this was previously marked as Exhibit P-1-21-C. It is an AOM dated August 8, 2024. Stipulated upon by defense counsel or counsel for the respondent. Is this the same
Yes.
document that you received?
Yes po, ito po yung same Audit Observation Memorandum na in-issue po namin sa DepEd.
Okay. On the third page, please go to the third page. There appears to be a signature over the name Nilda Plaras. Whose signature is this, if you know?
Si Assistant Commissioner Nilda Plaras po ang officer in charge ng ICFAO nung panahon na na-issue tong
And you
AOM.
said earlier you're familiar with her signature.
Yes po.
Now, what were the findings in this AOM?
Yung AOM po na ito is na-issue because first, yung submitted liquidation documents lack documents evidencing payment. Pangalawa po, yung payment of rewards were not supported with documents evidencing success. Yung third po is hindi nakalagay sa PFP yung specific confidential activities na magiging basis ng disbursement for confidential fund. Pang-apat po, yung disbursement voucher, hindi nakalagay yung specific period or duration ng implementation po ng confidential activities. At yung panglima po, meron pong pinaggamitan yung confidential fund na purchase of information relative to car loan scams whose victims are mostly personnel of the Department of Education.
Madam Witness, this document is being flashed on the screen. Let us go to your first finding. Okay. Ano ang dahilan dahil nag-issue ka ng finding na yan? Yung first finding na sinabi mo.
Hindi po ito po yung first finding, hindi po kasi nasubmit yung documents evidencing payment po to support the liquidation. Kaya po nakasama siya sa AOM.
And what is the significance of this non-submission, if any?
Hindi po namin makikita kung sino-sino po yung binayaran at recipients nung confidential fund. Dito po kasi makikita yon sa documents evidencing payments.
Okay. Yung second finding mo na naka-flash sa screen, ano ang significance nitong finding mo?
Based po dun sa sinabit nila na accomplishment report, meron pong pinaggamitan ng payment of rewards amounting to 6,371,000 na wala pong attachment ng documents evidencing success po.
Okay. And your third findings?
Hindi po nakalagay sa physical and financial plan yung specific confidential activities na paggagamitan ng confidential fund.
Why is this significant?
Para po ma-check kung paano nila gagamitin. Dito po kasi sa physical and financial plan, dito nakikita kung paano nila gagamitin yung confidential fund nila. Eh dito po sa sinabit nila, hindi naka-specify kung anong confidential activities po.
Okay. Yung fourth finding ninyo.
Yung
Ano
disbursed
itong significance kung bakit nakalagay dyan sa AOM?
under item 6.1.5 po ng joint circular, dapat nakalagay sa disbursement voucher yung duration ng implementation ng cash ng project. Pero yung naka-attach po na disbursement voucher, hindi po nakalagay yung period.
Okay. And your last finding? What is the reason? Bakit nakalagay yan sa AOM?
Yun pong accomplishment report nila, meron po silang ibinayad for purchase of information for, dun nga po, relative to car loan scams na hindi kasama dun sa enumeration at hindi intended to support the mandate of the operation of the Department of Education. Kaya po, nakasama po siya sa AOM.
Okay. Madam Witness, after this AOM was issued and you have furnished the DepEd, correct?
Opo.
Ano ang ginawa ng DepEd, if any?
Nung na-receive po nila ito, nag-submit po sila ng response noong August 27, 2024.
Your Honor, please, this response being referred to by the witness is a stipulated document. It is Exhibit P-1-21-D, now being shown to the witness. Madam Witness, is this the same response?
Opo, ito po yung same response na sinabit sa amin ng DepEd po.
And Madam Witness, what documents, if you recall, were attached to this response of the DepEd?
Nag-submit po sila ng mga acknowledgement receipts as documents evidencing payments. Nag-submit din po sila ng mga certification from the Armed Forces of the Philippines to support the payment of rewards po. And nag-submit din po sila ng accomplished na disbursement voucher na nakalagay po ron yung period covered by the cash advance.
Okay. You mentioned several acknowledgement receipts, and we have selected a few acknowledgement receipts. Your Honor, please, the import of these acknowledgement receipts are the same as the first and second set. They indicate, Your Honor, and by way of manifestation, they indicate that all of these acknowledgement receipts were issued and the amounts disbursed on one date, August 9, 2023, to different people in different locations.
Does the witness have a tabulation and or summary?
Yes po,
Yes,
Your
Your Honor, we have a tabulation and summary.
Previously marked? Not yet, counsel.
It has not been marked, Your Honor, and we request that this, after identification by the witness, be marked as Exhibit P-I-35. Tabulation being shown or being furnished, counsel for the respondent and this honorable court.
Kindly furnish counsel for respondent as well as the presiding officer with a copy of your tabulation. Miss Silene, kayo po ang gumawa ng tabulation na to?
Opo.
Tulad ng paghahanda at tabulation na ginawa ninyong nauna ninyong ginawa para sa ibang quarters ng OVP at ng DepEd?
Yes po, Your Honor.
You may proceed, counsel.
Your Honor, please, this tabulation. Okay. On its face, this tabulation will show the acknowledgement receipts. And as earlier indicated, we will dispense with going over selected acknowledgement receipts, the purpose of which principally is to show that one single disbursement officer, Mr. Fajarda, issued on August 9, 2023 to several locations from Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao on one date, Your Honor. And I can ask the witness to confirm this based on the documents.
Not all counsel, but several.
Several selected
Several.
documents.
Yes.
I can name the markings P-1-17, 1246, P-1- all P-1-17, submark 1246, 1247, 1281, 1320, 1321, 1361, 1398, 1399, 1435, 1486, 1587, 1626, 1627, 1628, 1745, 1820, 1871, and 1872, all indicating several recipients, several locations, one date, and I will ask the witness, who is the disbursing officer for this third quarter of the DepEd?
Ang SDO po ng DepEd ay si Mr. Edward Fajarda.
And by virtue of his function, it is the Mr. Fajarda who presumably, Madam Witness, disbursed these amounts.
Yes po.
Any authorization from the DepEd Secretary, Vice President Sara Duterte, indicating or designating another person outside Mr. Fajarda to disburse these various amounts in various places on this date, Madam Witness. Any document attached to the submission?
Wala po, yung designation lang po ni Mr. Fajarda.
Among these, just for the record, Your Honor, among these submissions is the name of Joel Chu. Wow. He,
That's not true, counsel. That's true.
yes, Your Honor. Upon verification by this representation, he denies any family connection, Your Honor. It is.
Proceed, counsel.
The signature, Madam Witness, will you go to this document?
Yes po.
The signature is in Chinese character. Can we ask fellow prosecutor to identify his signature?
That would be self-serving, counsel. Move on, counsel. Move
Okay,
on.
Madam Witness, outside these acknowledgement receipts, you said that there was no separate document indicating any authorized officer to disburse these amounts in different places on said date. Madam Witness, you confirm that?
Yes po.
Okay, outside acknowledgement receipts, what other document was submitted by way of liquidation?
To support po the payment of rewards, they submitted certifications from the Armed Forces of the Philippines.
And if these certifications are shown to you, Madam Witness, would you be able to identify the same?
Yes po.
Showing to you, Madam Witness, and being flashed on the screen with the kind indulgence of the Honorable Presiding Officer, there is a certification dated September 25, 2023, issued by J. Chris John Mendoza, Prosecution Exhibit P-1-22-E, stipulated as well by the defense. Certification dated December 10, 2023, P-1-22-F, also issued by J. Chris John F. Mendoza. Exhibit P-1-22G is a certification dated December 12, 2023, issued by an Adonis R. Bajao. Likewise, a defense exhibit, Your Honor, certification dated July 1, 2024, issued by a certain Darren E. Comia. Prosecution's Exhibit P-1-22-8. All certifications, Your Honor, are likewise defense documents. What?
Do you confirm, Madam Witness, that these were part of the submissions of the DepEd?
Yes po, kasama po yan sa response nila sa AOM for the third quarter
Okay.
po.
Okay. What relation do these certifications have to the one you mentioned? Are they the same?
Yes po, pareho pong certification.
And what observations have you made as regards this certification?
Currently po, the review and evaluation po nung compliance na ito ng Department of Education po is under review pa po at evaluation.
Okay. In connection with the earlier certifications, which I asked you, you mentioned certain credit notice. And you said that this credit notice says which you issued is not final.
Yes po.
Correct? Now, tell us, what would be the grounds for opening a credit notice, if you know?
Ang account po na settled can be reopened kasi po if the transaction is tainted with fraud, collusion, or new material evidence were discovered before mag-expire yung 3-year period po ng settlement ng account.
Okay, so you're saying that even if, because of the certifications submitted as to these activities, a credit notice was issued in the 3-year period, your office, COA ICFAO, can reopen on the ground of, what are these grounds again?
If the transaction is tainted with fraud, collusion, or
What do you mean by fraud in the transactions?
may anomalya po sa paggamit po ng pondo.
Okay. Ano pa?
And new material evidence were discovered po before the expiration of the 3-year period.
The second ground. And the third ground is,
Yun po. May na-discover po na material evidence po before the expiration of the 3-year period.
okay. Now, Madam Witness, what is the current status of the evaluation of the response? You said earlier na dahil sa action taken by the COA ICFAO, nag-respond ang DepEd. What is the status of that response?
Ini-evaluate pa po
For
na
the third quarter, September 30, July 12 to September 30, 2023, if you know.
this is until under evaluation and review pa po.
Under evaluation.
Opo.
Bakit hanggang ngayon under evaluation?
Ito po ay under evaluation pa din hanggang ngayon kasi po this transaction po composed of voluminous documents na kailangang pag-aralan, and sa review process po namin, pagkatapos ko po itong ma-evaluate, iakyat ko po ito sa aking division chief na extensive din po ang kanyang pagdadaan ng review, and after po sa division chief, aakyat pa po ito sa officer in charge ng ICFAO for further review po. And sa ICFAO po kasi kulang po kami sa manpower, and marami po kaming nare-receive na iba-ibang documents from different agencies po na meron ding ganito karaming mga documentations po. And itong mga agencies po ito, fair po ang aming pag-treat sa kanila, kaya po binibigyan namin ng pansin lahat po.
Okay, now, Madam Witness. In his testimony, when asked, Attorney Mr. Wamil said that based on his evaluation, during the period that he was there with the COA ICFAO, he made a finding that these documents submitted by the OVP and the DepEd for that particular period he was in the COA ICFAO were irregular, based on the guidelines or based on the joint circular that you cited. To
Yes.
you, Madam Witness, you who took over these same documents that were submitted and who made your own independent evaluation, what would you say are these documents? What can you say about these documents submitted by the OVP and the DepEd based on your post-audit evaluation?
Yung sa OBP po, ito ay irregular po dahil hindi po ito naging compliant sa joint circular. During the time naman po na in-evaluate ko ang Department of Education, compliant po sila sa joint circular. Pero gaya nga po ng nasabi, pwede pong may reopen itong settled account ng Department of Education po.
Okay. Merong sinayad si Attorney Wamil na prima facie evidence. No? You're not a lawyer, but under accounting rules, tama ba yung interpretation na pag hindi kompleto, if the document submitted based on 8.3 of the joint circular, if the documents submitted by way of liquidation of confidential funds are not complete, ano ang epekto nito based on the circular?
Under po sa joint circular, dun sa under 8.1 nga po, failure of the accountable officer to liquidate is a prima facie evidence na this is for nagamit po ito for personal use and benefit.
Okay. Now, you said that prima facie failure of the accountable officer. At earlier, tinanong ka, ang accountable officer ng OVP is the head of agency. Meaning, sino yon?
Si Vice President Sara Duterte po.
At sa DepEd naman, sino ang head of agency?
During the time po nung 2023, it is Vice President Sara Duterte din po.
And under 8.3, ang presumption is naging use, to quote, pakikote, use for personal.
Sabi po sa 8.3, failure of the accountable officer to liquidate is a prima facie evidence that he or she used the missing funds for personal use and benefit.
Madam Witness. Okay. My last question to you, Madam Witness. Let's go back to this hearing in the Committee on Good Government Accountability. And there is an admission there, Madam Witness, in your testimony here, that you, in that hearing, Gina Acosta, Chief of Staff of the VP, admitted, of the SDO, I'm sorry, admitted to transferring confidential funds, tama, to Colonel La Chica.
Your
Yes.
Honor, please.
There's no
Yes,
question yet,
Council
Your Honor.
Correspondent.
Your Honor, the exact wordings of the council cannot be verified without, reflecting the TSNs that she is referring to.
Your Honor, I'm referring to the testimony of this witness. Besides, in the previous hearing, there is judicial notice already of the TSNs.
No, that's not it, Counsel. Witness already admitted early in her earlier testimony that she was there when Gina Acosta testified before the House of Representatives and heard her testify. Based on her recollection of what she said, she may answer. Kindly finish your last question, Counsel.
I forgot. You repeat my question. What did I say? Wala pa akong question. Okay. Based on this admission of Gina Acosta that indeed confidential funds were transferred, the disbursement of confidential funds were transferred to Colonel La Chica. What about in relation to the DepEd funds?
May nabanggit din po noon si Mr. Fajarda na binibigay niya yung confidential fund kay Colonel Nolasco po.
Again,
May naging admission under oath.
may admission then under oath. In the
Si-
same hearing, Madam Witness,
Yes po.
what was that admission?
Sinabi din po ni Mr. Edward Fajarda na SDO ng DepEd na binibigay po niya yung cash advance for confidential fund kay Colonel Nolasco.
Okay. And who is this Fajarda?
Siya po ang Special Disbursing Officer ng Department of Education.
And who is Nolasco?
Isa po siya sa mga, part po siya ng Vice Presidential and Security Protection Group.
So our understanding is in the Office of the Vice President, an admission of Gina Acosta that disbursement was given to some other person. The same admission was made by the DepEd SDO, Fajarda, that disbursement of the funds was given to somebody else, Madam Witness.
Yes po, tama po.
And what observation? As a COA, ICFAO, State Auditor, what significance or observation can you make from these admissions by both Gina Acosta and Fajarda?
This is a violation po of the joint circular, specifically yung item 6.1.1 na hindi dapat ito i-transfer from one accountable officer to another.
Okay. No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you, Counsel. It's 2:28. I promised the Senate President we will finish by 2:30 so that we can convene session at 3 p.m. Counsel for Respondent, Attorney Christine, can you do your cross tomorrow instead of today?
I can, Your Honor.
Your Honor, before I turn over to our head, Your Honor, may I make just this manifestation for the record, just to clear?
Yes,
that,
Counsel.
For avoidance, Your Honor, although we did mark the tabulations and summaries, Your Honor, for avoidance of doubt and for the record, the authenticity of the ARs are deemed established when the parties agreed with the dispensing of identification, Your Honor.
Your Honor, please.
So noted.
Your Honor, please, just a counter manifestation to her statement.
You
Your
may do
Honor.
so, counsel,
Yeah,
before
there
we
was no
adjourn.
such admission, Your Honor, and there was no dispensing of identification of the ARs. Precisely, that is what the witness did in today, Your Honor. Thank you.
It is without prejudice to counsel for respondent crossing the witness using their copies of the AR, which reminds the presiding officer to also remind the counsel for the respondent to kindly submit copies of their pre-marked documents, specifically the ARs covering the last quarter of 2022 and the first 3 quarters of 2023 for both the OVP and the DepEd insofar as the first 3 quarters of 2023 is concerned. If not within today, by tomorrow, counsel. Attorney Christine,
Yes, Your Honor, we'll do that.
thank you very much. What is the pleasure of Senator Judge Zubiri?
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Mr. President, I could see that having the sessions for the impeachment court in the morning, we have to put a halt because of the sessions in the afternoon. May I make a suggestion that in the last week when we did our sessions, we only took about 2 to 3 hours the most tackling our legislative calendar. May I make a suggestion that we move our legislative sessions in the morning at 10 and then have the impeachment trial at 3 in the afternoon so that we are not hampered by our legislative calendar. When discussions such as these are important, when you present evidence and the cross will be done by the counsels for the respondent, hindi po mapuputol yung kanilang discussion. Mr. President, hanggang sawa tayo, pwede tayo dito from 3 to 10 ng gabi. That way, lahat ng tao po ay makakapanood din ng mga sagot nila. And at the same time, we can do our work and maybe hasten the proceedings of the impeachment trial, Mr. President. That's my simple suggestion. And I would like to make it into a proper motion, Mr. President. Of course, giving leeway to the Senate, to the impeachment presiding officer, which days he would want to do it. Your Honors, my dear colleagues.
The point of the Senator Judge Zubiri is well taken. I think we should adjust as the need arises our session and or the impeachment trial subject to a day's notice, I guess, to the parties before we shift. Hindi naman pwedeng the following day agad kung sakasakaling gagawin natin. But if ever we will do it, subject to notice to the parties. Yes, Senator Judge Villa. Kaitan.
Mr. Presiding Judge and Senate President, I recall we discussed this in caucus. So can we just go back into caucus? Because there were reasons we decided on this. So may I humbly suggest that we, take a moment and just discuss this in caucus. Plus, the minority floor leader is not here right now. So may I just humbly request that we have this discussion. Thank you.
We won't do it yet anytime soon anyway, Senator Judge Villa. Not anytime
Yes, maybe we can
soon.
make a
Certainly not
decision.
this week.
Mr. Presiding Officer, maybe we can make a decision by tomorrow. We can wait for the minority floor leader to attend
Excuse me.
today, and we can discuss it on caucus, and maybe by tomorrow the presiding officer can make a decision.
Yes, what is the pleasure of Senator Judge Camille Villar?
Yes, because I just I remember not too long ago our majority floor leader even brought up the idea of starting 30 minutes after from 10 o'clock to 10:30, and then it was suggested by our other colleague that we discuss it in caucus together. So let's afford the same time for such decisions, right? I mean,
So,
we can't do it right away.
yeah, Mr. President,
We're not in a hurry to decide
Yes.
on this matter.
Mr. Presiding Officer, I'm just laying the predicate.
Yes.
It's best that we discuss this in open court now and hindi po mabulaga sila na by Monday, iba na yung schedule. Tama po yung sinabi mo, we'll give them enough time to make the
We shall.
adjustments. But I'd like to put that notice because last week we only had 2 hours of session.
At least
And
for the
sayang po,
parties,
Mr. President,
for the
Mr.
parties and
Presiding
Senator
Officer.
Judges to keep that in mind, that there is such a possibility should we decide to do that after caucus.
And I think this is more important, Mr. President. The impeachment trial, we do it in proceed with, of course, with how do you say, swiftly, so that they say justice delayed is justice denied. So this way, people have more time to listen to the arguments of both sides. Kasi like last week, we only had 2 hours, Mr. President, Mr. Presiding Officer, per session. Umuwi tayo ng 5 o'clock in the afternoon, 5:30. Sayang din naman ito pa oras para sa impeachment court. I just put that on the table for everyone to digest, and maybe we can make a decision by tomorrow. Thank you, gentlemen.
Again, the points of the good gentleman are well taken, but we shall decide at the appropriate time after caucus. There being no other matters to be taken up, trial is adjourned until tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Your Honor.
Yes, the Honorable Chua.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, naunawaan po namin na ngayon po ang submission ng mga pangalan po ng mga testigo para po sa susunod na linggo dahil ngayon po ay Martes. Subalit meron pa po kami 3 mga testigo na
Nakapila.
nakasalang base po sa subpoena na inisyu po ng impeachment court. Sila po ay si Miss Marivic Pareja, Gina Acosta, at si Edward Farda. At dahil po dito, kung inyo pong mamarapatin, Your Honor, ay bigyan po kami ng pagkakataon na bukas na magsumiti na lamang ng aming mga testigo. Depende po sa magiging resulta ng hearing.
Tama po kayo, kaya hindi yan hiniling ng presiding officer dahil may 3 po tayong testigong nakapila na na-issue na ng subpoena para mag-attend ng pagdinig bukas. At kung hindi natin sila matatapos bukas, mag-issue tayo ng panibagong subpoena dun sa hindi matatalakay bukas. At kung sino mang karagdagan testigong nais nyo idagdag para sa susunod na linggo.
Maraming salamat po, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. There being no other business to attend to and to take up and discuss. Trial is hereby adjourned until tomorrow, August 12 at 10 a.m.